Okay, I am recording.
So in your work, Haesun, you're focusing very much on interaction. And could you give us some examples of how exactly you do that and how curiosity plays in there?
Wow, that's a good question, actually. You know, I think many times we hear this thing, the action is in the interaction, and I think I love that phrase. But what I would love to add on to that is, it's not about just the action, but how that action functions, whether it's something that is audible or visible, but how that actually functions. So sometimes I actually wonder when people say things like, oh, this is an SF question. I don't know what that means, because give me one SF question, I can ruin it for you, right? Because it's not about the questions at all, actually. It's about listening and responding to what you just heard as something that they seem to care about. And it's a very different way of working, because your coaching session is not question and answer. It's actually just an exchange of listening and responding. So I think in a way, what is becoming more important to me is I used to think that it's about question and then getting the clients narrate their story. But it is actually not about narrating their story, but then by responding with however way they respond, we are getting people to curate their story. And what I mean by curate is this. You have many different resources that clients are bringing to you, but then you have a specific curiosity around which one to build on. And I mean, I love playing with words. Not that, words actually contain meaning. It's in how we use it, how it functions. But, there's a really fun thing. When you look at the word, let's say, curate, there's this part called kura, C-U-R-A. And that word actually means to care. And also that word means to cure. So that same part is actually at the heart of the word curiosity. So for me, what is really becoming fascinating is we get curious about what people care about, and just that process itself is curing or healing enough in the conversation. And for that, it doesn't have to be coaching, counseling, therapy, none of it. It is just a dialogue that is an exchange of listening and responding. Yeah.
In a very deliberate way. So can you say something about that as well?
In a very deliberate way, and that requires another thing that people say is solution focused is we don't work hard. That's not true. We work so hard. And the work that we do is listening closely to what the person seems to care about and deliberately making specific choices out of all the different options, so that we are more likely to orient our clients to look at quadrant 1 and 2, we call it, but it's positive future or positive past. And I think that deliberate choice is informed by our own curiosity, and it is also informed by, I guess, what we listen to. There always is a gap between what they actually say and then what we heard. And then looking at your own work, it will teach you a lot about what actually happens in this interaction and how you influenced the conversation and how the client influences your response as well. And it's a deliberate process. Yeah.
Thank you very much.